Sometimes things don't work out the way you think they should. I would have thought that poverty could be a catalyst for preservation, a reason for it even. I would have thought it would breed a certain level of good comportment. If you do not have money, at least you could quietly do your thing. But in our country, Nigeria, it appears not so. Go out on the road and you will feel sad at the driving culture. Motorists more or less flying straight into roundabouts. Motorists avoiding the complete round trip of a roundabout and cutting the wrong way. Climbing curbs, mad motorcyclists, and all the rest. Buildings, neat and clean, are raised to give way for the saddest examples of design. The roundabout at the foot of the Ikoyi-Lekki Bridge in Ikoyi, that's on Alexander Avenue, has just been assaulted with the construction of the vilest possible building. Could there be a trained architect behind this? Even a client? The noise surrounding religion is incredible for people in poverty. There really is no such thing as quiet worship, not anymore. Jihadists, fanatics, rude people who push the Bible or other book in your face. Religious leaders who thrive on this situation, behaving like VIPs. Politicians milking the nation in an attempt to get as far away from the poverty they knew, without stopping to think that they should raise their brothers and sisters out of poverty as well. Since 1960, the nation has seen this trend become entrenched. Why has poverty not instilled simplicity in us? Why has it not led to greater comportment, kindness, and tact in our dealings? Why did we choose the opposite route? And is that not why we are in the condition we are in? That is why this nation, in all its ramifications, is failed.
You know what, Chooks? I wrote on our group when you posted your thing, I said, you're asking an existential question.
True.
And it's one that we don't actually get to think about often because we just go about our lives and just get about it. But I also don't see... what you're saying is quite nouveau to me in the sense that you're juxtaposing poverty with good behavior.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
you understand?
With simplicity.
Yeah, but also
simplicity will lead
kindness,
you inevitably
comportment
to those virtues.
Yeah,
those virtues come out.
Poverty does not lead you to that.
But by the way, no, I didn't say it leads. It can breed it.
No,
and
but
by the way,
on what level? On what basis?
I'll tell you.
Being poor doesn't mean you'll be simple. And it doesn't make you nicer. It doesn't make you nicer or kinder.
They say poverty or wealth,
and it's not even really poverty,
do not make men.
Yes.
They only activate what's already there.
That's right.
And so, being poor will not make you simple if
nicer.
you're not simple before.
Yeah,
there are people who also, they say they became worthy and they became simple. Or they became worthy and they became rude.
Yeah.
It depends on
the
what's
person
already
that you
in
are.
you.
Yeah.
And so that's why you see some persons, you say, oh, this man who was driving a Danfo, and so now that he's rich, you expect that he would be humble, but he remains the same. Now it's even more rude than he was.
Because you are who you are.
Or you see that vulcanizer who was poor, who had seen the lowest ebb of the society, and then he becomes a governor. You think he would be humble.
I mean, I'm trying to connect with you on the level that maybe what inspired your thinking was you're looking back to the times when we didn't have as much as we have now.
Yes, not even
we're living in rural areas, and yet we had a simpler lifestyle.
Correct.
And then you're sort of trying to understand that now that it seems we're more exposed to a capitalist, world system, we seem to have become more brash.
No, our problem was 1914 amalgamation. Forget that one, I think. Please, I mean, that was our problem.
Let me just land my thinking. So my own thoughts, which may seem to bridge between what Liberal and Reti are saying and maybe where you're coming from, is it's the values, really. It's not the poverty or the wealth per se. It's the values you have that make you translate that into a simple lifestyle or an affluent or brash or, I'm trying to look for the right word, lifestyle.
Kindness.
Yeah. So we had certain values that we respected, but somehow in this rat race to be rich, we've thrown out those values.
Fantastic.
And now money has become the king.
And
that's what's making us behave like
and
animals.
here's the example I'll give you. Go ahead.
You remember those days, if you leave school and then all of a sudden you come home rich, your father will ask questions. Nobody gives you chieftaincy title for suddenly becoming worthy. But now, nobody wants to ask, how did you make the money? It's not whether you are simple or you are harsh or you talk to people and you have money. And then all those communal life that we lived, the basic things were there. I remember living in Okpela in 1975. We had pipe-borne water.
Okpela is where?
Okpela is somewhere in those states.
Okay.
We had pipe-borne water in the village in 1975. Yeah, but today, 40-something years later,
in Lagos, you won't get water.
In Lagos, you won't get pipe-borne water. And so, the basic necessities of life were available in those places at that time. And so, the things you could get in Lagos, you could possibly get them in Eromokokwane, for example. That's right. But today, when those things are not there, everybody wants to move to Lagos. We believe that it's the fast lane that would bring you recognition.
It's funny you should mention chieftaincy, and it's something you said now that literally triggered. You said, also, people don't give you chieftaincy for being well-read. You understand? It's money that they give you chieftaincy for, right? That's number. Number two, what I was going to say before was, if you look at, and I've studied this, in the 11 years that I've been here, the behavior of the very poor to other very poor. Chuka. There's the ones that is very mean. So you will send money home or somewhere to people, say share it with, and that's when it doesn't get shared unless you go and share it yourself. It's very mean. So I don't think, and like Libero said, and I think Uche said it as well, is that the character of a person is actually more apparent when they don't have money than when they have money. It's actually more apparent. But I must go back to your building. I like what you said about the building.
That roundabout.
That roundabout. I haven't actually noticed this. I was actually going to drive to it to go and check it, because I know you're very upset about what's happened with the architecture.
Somebody has built something there.
What is it?
You will shake your head.
What is it?
Nobody, Chuka.
What are they using it for?
Sorry, I'm calling you the way the village people will say
Chuka, Papa Chuks. As we call him in Lagos.
It is not just somebody. You don't build such a structure in that place
without getting planning permission.
If you do not have somebody the eyes, the leg, and hand of the state government.
End of story. And which goes back to what we were saying about the issues with planning in Lagos.
And put something nice.
Well, I think, but I understand. I do understand how Chuka is so upset about architecture in Lagos, in Nigeria. It's true though, because honestly, it is upsetting when you go back and you think of the beautiful.
The simplicity with which we built before.
If a university was built, Abolo actually brought in Israelis to build the University of Ife. And you've mentioned other universities, and you've mentioned Ibadan. You've mentioned Benin. I mean, come on. I
actually think that it's easier to be simpler when you're rich than when you're poor. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're right.
When you're poor, you're aspiring for greater things.
Driven by aspiration.
That's really it. So you're always looking for what you can put on, how you can sound,
show it off,
whether it's even changing your accent, all manner of things to try and
talk like Uche
exactly.
But when you're rich and people know that you are rich, you have nothing to prove. And that's
if you're a nice person.
Let me land, because I haven't said anything all this. So can I just?
Yes, land.
So seriously, let me just land. That's why you see people like Mark Zuckerberg can have a uniformed wardrobe of jeans and t-shirts, and nobody. But if it was a poor person wearing that outfit every day,
people would have
But I described
wash and wear.
I told Zuckerberg on Facebook that he was wearing the same shirt.
But he won't care.
He needs to get himself a new color.
So, nothing like some simple rubbing of minds on an issue. Now, to hear your thoughts on our advocacy. On the matter of legalizing abortion, Chinemerem Onwuleri has a lot to say. This is one difficult argument to win. I think society is lazy about the problem. In my opinion, both pro-life and pro-choicers are correct in their arguments. The reason why abortions shouldn't be illegal is because illegal abortions lead to the death of girls and women. That adds to maternal mortality and makes pregnancy dangerous. Now, it should be illegal because the innocent child should not be killed. The child has done no harm. Now, here's the issue. Many mothers genuinely cannot carry their babies to term for all sorts of reasons. Why can't society leave who is right or wrong and discuss how to help mothers carry the burden of pregnancies, wanted or unwanted, but especially unwanted? If we say we hate murder, can we do all that is right to take care of the custodian of the precious child? Legislating and going to sleep is inadequate. Women go through a lot and should be part of the decision-making setup for legalizing or criminalizing abortion. Men are too comfortable deciding and hence are unable to see reasons why some want to be able to decide for themselves, since society does not care except to moralize when in truth they don't care. Also on the same matter, Omola has this to say: you speak the truth. We cannot condemn one aspect and don't deal with the issue. It's easier to ban and crack down than to sit down and implement a well-thought-out plan. Don't stop speaking the truth, even in the land of the hypocrites. On abusive relationships, Lizard Girl simply gives a power to the people fist. I guess that means go girl. As always, your comments amplify our advocacy. Keep them coming in our social media platforms. On Facebook, Plus TV Africa, #TheAdvocateNG. Or on Twitter and Instagram, @Plus TV Africa, #TheAdvocateNG. And remember to catch up with previous broadcasts. Go to plustvafrica.com/theadvocate. Now for a quick break, after which Ireti will pepper things up for the enemies of the state.